We are at war, and man has become a bystander of the war that Satan waged against God. Now, when Satan waged this war against God, it was his own selfish ambition to be like God and to sit on God's throne that convinced him or pushed him into a reprobate mind, into a delusion that fueled him to wage this war against his own creator. Now, when he did that, he was cast out of heaven, because God is all powerful. If God was not all powerful, Satan would not be chained up in hell. But as it is, Satan is currently chained up in hell, waiting to be thrown in the lake of fire. So Satan is defeated. Jesus came and made us victorious through him. And we have the choice to accept Jesus and to accept the things that God has made available for us through Jesus Christ. A life of abundance, redemption for our sins, the grace covenant, and the kingdom. He made all of that available for us. Now, in this war that has been waged, it is a war of good and evil, Satan versus God, the kingdom of heaven and its devices versus the kingdom of darkness and its devices. It is a war between God's will and his sovereign authority as God, as the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, as Alpha and Omega, versus Satan, a fallen angel. That's the war that we find ourselves in. When we get to the Garden of Eden, we find the exact point where man became a part of the war Lucifer waged against God. That's what the Garden of Eden is. That's what that story is all about. It tells us where man fell and how man became a part of this war. And it was just another strategy of war against God to bring man into the war that had already been waged. It had nothing to do, what was taking place had nothing to do with man. But as a strategy of war, Lucifer brought man into it. But we get redemption through Jesus, and that is the good news of the gospel.